We can't be going around saying we're one of the best leagues in the world.
No.
We are not doing what the best leagues in the world are doing. VAR must come. It's long overdue. It will eliminate all these problems. Well, maybe not all problems, but it will eliminate 90% of our
100%.
Osimhen is out on the pitch. We cannot play too passive. I mean, it's something.
But I think they are unnecessarily strict when it comes to approval of stadiums.
Yeah, no.
There are some stadiums which cannot host.
Yes.
But they really are close.
Yes. Jambo Africa. Yeah, that's the energy we're looking for, man. Hey, you know those people who want to see the World Cup, eh?
It's done now.
So,
it's done now.
US.
You called it, eh?
Mexico.
You called it.
Canada.
You called it.
I called it, eh?
Yeah. Called it.
Okay.
Boss, no, I mean, congratulations in advance. You are at the World Cup. But it's just, it's so sad. It's so sad, you know. It's so sad. But at the same time, we need to give credit to Congo.
Yeah.
They deserve to go. They are not there yet.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're a step closer, you know, that's the most important thing. So Nigeria were looking for that opportunity for them to get closer there.
What did you say last week? I told you. Sebastian Desabre.
Yeah, I think, I mean, tactically, he really planned for Nigeria, and he got everything right, you know, with everything Nigeria tried to do, he got everything right. The game went to penalty kicks. And he won, you know. Anyhow you win, it's important. For me, I just think he's a good coach. He's a very, very good coach. Tactically, was spot on. Nigeria tried to change things too, you know. Yeah, but it didn't work, you know. It didn't work, and that really cost us. And it's a big blow. It's a big blow, you know. A country like Nigeria not to be at the World Cup in terms of, you know, not only in terms of football, in terms of financially, you know, what the FA stand to gain in terms of FIFA funding, in terms of marketing the players on the big stage. You're talking about big transfer players that want to move. World Cup is the biggest place for you to showcase yourself. And for me, I just think Nigerian football really we need to go back and, you know, stop a lot of things. You know, I mean, there's corruption in Nigerian football that need to be stopped. You know, we know that right from time. That's why they're really pushing for us to go to the World Cup so that some things can be hid under the carpet. But I mean, they cannot hide it anymore. You know, this is a time for we to rebuild again. We need to rebuild seriously. You know, from the youths, not only from the national team. For you to go to play to the World Cup qualifiers, I mean, think about it. We went to last AFCON 2022. Now we're not going to 2026. So 2030, who say we're guaranteed to go there too, you know? And because now it's not an easy way, you know. So we need to really, you know, sacrifice a lot of things for we to get a lot of things right, you know. So I mean, it's a lot of things in my mind to say because I mean, this is not only for the fans in Nigeria, stakeholders. There's a lot of people that this affects. Nigeria is unite, you know. There's a unity in Nigeria is because of football. Football is the only thing that, you know, unite Nigeria together. And there's a lot of things happening back home that, I mean, going to the World Cup could have been something that not gonna make things, but a little bit. I mean, people will have ease, you know, poverty is there, you know, we're talking about insecurity. There's a lot of things. I mean, this is not the place to put all those things, but I mean, not going to the World Cup, I mean, you know, it really affects a lot of people. And I think, you know, for me, it's a big disgrace.
So we've grown up at a time when Nigeria has been strong at international level. I was reading something, I think, out of the last 7 or 8 World Cups, Nigeria had featured in, admit only 2. Yeah. It missed only 2 of those. Yeah. Now, this tells you of a team that has been a regular at that level. So for Nigeria, back-to-back, missing the World Cups, I think this is more of a systematic issue because on the field of play, they've got the talent.
Yeah, I think it's very, very sad. I remember when the draw was made, a lot of people said Nigeria will finish top of the group. They had a bad start and they just never recovered from that bad start. Nigeria reminds me of a Belgium in a way. Very, very good individual players, but they just can't click sometimes as a team. Pound for pound, Nigeria on the continent, the players that they have, they are up there. It talks to systematic issues behind the scenes. We all know the challenges that the federations have had over the
leading to last week's games.
You know, I mean, the day or 2 days before this crucial match against Congo, the players were on strike. You can't have that kind of a situation. I think they need to have a commission of inquiry. They need to. This must really be that moment of them saying, "Let's pause, let's take a deep breath, and let's really look what's going on here. Something is really, really wrong with Nigerian football, and they can't continue like this. It must start from the top all the way to the bottom. As we speak now, club football in Nigeria is almost dysfunctional.
Non-existent.
It's non-existent. You hardly hear of an exciting young player coming out of Nigeria going to Europe these days. In the Champions League, the Nigerian teams are not there. I know now that Rivers is there now. Stages, but you know,
they're not the regulars.
They are not the regulars. They need to be consistent.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
at some stage, Inyimba won this team back to back. So there are serious problems. If you look at the quality that Nigeria have, and then you go and compare, for example, with a country like Cape Verde, you know, you ask yourself, how can this thing happen? I know the big teams does not have a right to go to the World Cup, but the way things are now, things are changing. The landscape is changing, and Nigerians need to look in the mirror from the leadership all the way down. But I think the only thing that can help them really is to sit, have a commission of inquiry, find out what went wrong. Also, the way you have got such a high turnover of coaches. You can't change coaches like the way that you change coaches.
South African Commission of Inquiry.
You know,
South African. South African Commission of Inquiry in Davos.
Now we can say, I mean, it's benefiting the country. I mean, football is doing well, rugby is doing well, cricket. I mean, everything is just working well in terms of.
Well, I think politically, if you're listening to Parliament, there are things that they will not agree with.
That was one of the steps that was mentioned. There needs to a meeting needs to be held with all the necessary stakeholders that are going to be involved with VAR. Hence, the project team are doing all their fact finding at the moment, so that when that meeting is held, then all the information can be provided to all the necessary stakeholders, of which the PSL is a very important one. They are a very important stakeholder in this, because the VAR needs to be implemented in the league, in the Premier Soccer League. So yes, they will have to be engaged, and we have to get the buy-in from the PSL. That is extremely important. So that engagement still has to take place.
But Mr. Ibrahim, you are going on as if it's business as usual. And then SAFA has raised, PSL have raised their concerns. And then you are saying you are going to be engaged. Don't you see a possibility that if you don't engage them and there's no buy-in, this project is going to become another white elephant?
If I can start with, unfortunately, a lot of the information that the general public, that even myself as the head of the referees department, as well as the Premier Soccer League, a lot of the information that they would have gotten, ma'am, is from media. And there's a lot of information in the media that you don't know whether you can accept it as factual or not. I can assure you that this project team that has now been put in place, that has only been around for just a little bit over a month, they have not engaged with many of the stakeholders. Mr. Bennet, the project lead, has been in Spain with a member of the department to have a look at their one of the VAR system that they are running, and again to confirm that what he has been doing is fact finding. And it's a matter of putting all our ducks in a row before we approach all the stakeholders and let them know this is what we have. I am sure that any meeting that we hold, we don't want to provide them with half information, and this can create a big problem. The concern is media providing a lot of information that is not coming from the project team, ma'am, unfortunately. We need to provide the PSL, which is a very important stakeholder in the VAR implementation. We need to provide them with fact. This is what we are doing at the moment. We are fact finding.
Because we are very much excited that there's also funding available to implement VAR. We started far back, in 2010 with the idea of professional referees, and VAR when it was introduced. we enlisted the services of Mr. David Edare, who's the president or chairman of the IFAB, responsible for, among other things, VAR. Where we are as a league, it's difficult for us to make a contribution in this meeting, because in my response to you, I said that we will only respond to the extent possible. But we thought it was going to be fair that, we should come here with the National Association with one voice. And also, there are meetings that is one or two outstanding with the minister. Because it was honorable enough that on the 30th of September 2024, he gave us the good news to say that they want to meet with us as a PSL. I never lost the opportunity to meet him the following day. He gave me the good news, which I shared with the executive committee, that there will be money made available to implement the VAR. Where we are now at this point, there are one or two outstanding, information that we have not received yet. So that's why we want to be of a value to this meeting in making a contribution. We're asking for your good self, to give us permission to stand down, because the minister on the 4th of September issued a statement, which was good news. We want to make sure that we follow up on that statement, so that when we have to respond to questions in this parliament, there's a clarity of information, because we've got the chronological processes that were followed in making sure that it becomes a reality. But more importantly, what makes us to be a bit uncomfortable, Honorable Chairperson, our funding model is very sensitive. Right now, we are funded by broadcast rights, which are now being owned by a new company. We still have to understand how they operate. Whether the funding is going to be there or not going to the future, we are not sure. But more importantly, incidental expenses that go with the VAR, what are those incidental expenses? We are not sure at this point in time. Let me say this, 2 years ago, the multi-choice wanted to sponsor us, the old multi-choice. Unfortunately, at that point, SAFA was not ready with the personnel. I'm told now there's a fast tracking of personnel produced to main VAR. But also at that point in time, we're not sure the VAR is a full VAR or light VAR. I think maybe SAFA, when they're going to present now, they're going to give us the information as what VAR they're talking about. But I should not be discussing this in the meeting now. So what's for indulgence, Honorable Chairperson? But can you relieve us today, so that when you come back with a proper report and talk through the facts that are on the table? Right now, it's Russian skit, which I think is a bit of a problem for me as chairman. And all the members are on the platform, because I made sure that they are all present there today. Because the minister gave us good news, on the 30th of September 2024, but also good news reading from the newspapers on the 4th of September 2025. So we are welcoming the announcement, but also it's very important to do it in a manner that's going to assist to comply with our obligations to the PSL. Because it's very important for the aesthetics, integrity of our fixtures. We've done very well so far as the PSL in making sure we represent the country the best we can with the legal resources we have. But I want to make sure that I don't want to make this session an attention of PSL asking question of clarity, but somebody listening at home misunderstand the question and becomes news. The VAR is the news that we must focus on. But today, I don't think we are ready at the PSL to participate, because it's information that we don't have to assist the committee in the deliberation on the matter that have started long before we came to this session of today, the 18th of November. I thank you, Chairperson.
But I mean, in terms of football, we see that part of football.
Yeah, so on the pitch,
yes. On the pitch, what Bafana have shows that, when you prepare very well, you have good things in order, and you have everyone going to the right direction. I think things will go better. And I mean, they even took 3 points from them, and they still qualified.
Yes.
That's credit you should give us. For today, me, I'm
They
giving
recovered
22.
in the same group with you.
Yeah, you understand.
With all the shenanigans that were happening
a
behind
lot
the
of
scenes.
things. A lot of things. You know, I mean, credit must be given to the boys,
Yes.
the team. You know, I mean, you can see. I mean, you can see there's you know something in them.
So you agree with this, so
Well,
that who's your new head of the sports commission? Shenku?
Guso?
No.
The FA chairman.
No.
Shewudiko.
Shewudiko, yes. Because I think he assumed the position in the middle of these qualifiers.
Yeah.
Maybe do you think now it's Shewudiko, it's the right time for him to start on a clean slate?
For me, for how far Nigeria has come to in terms of for them even accept to train and all those other things, he has to work behind the scenes. Got the funds, which the FA say they don't know what they spend it for. So he has tried his best because, as you say earlier, he came middle of when things are already disorganized, and he has done. He's a football person. So I think with him, he need to try and go back
because
and make sure everything.
Yeah, the understanding I'm getting is that government paid the money to the
money
NFF.
is there. You remember that there's a time that they said the Football Federation, they have the office got bombed.
Yeah.
Remember there were supposed to be inquiries about how funds. Remember before the 2022 World Cup, there was a situation that they need to give edit of how they spend the money and all those things. All of a sudden, over the night, the federation, the Football Federation office burned down. All the files and everything were gone. So there's a lot of things. There's a lot of things that people people were quiet about and just working towards for Nigeria to go to the World Cup. World Cup is the biggest stake. You know, merchandise. You're talking about global exposure for the players. You know, I mean, a team like Nigeria, Osimhen is out on the pitch. We cannot play two passes. I mean, it's something. Me, I can't go into. I mean, the coaches, they know what they're doing. I mean, he has done very well. The coach came in when things have already gone so bad.
He tried his best.
He tried his best. Yeah, I mean, up to now he hasn't lost. I mean, in terms of regulation time, you know, lost in the penalty, which is part of the game. He has lost, but at the same time, you can see this thing has been coming from very long time. In 2022, we didn't go to that World Cup. Why didn't we have time to fix? We went to the AFCON and we got to the final. We think things are okay. Now is the right time for everyone to sit. You don't need to have a lawyer to be in football matters. You can, if there's a case, you know, not a lawyer detecting who to invite. You know, there's an interview that a former president of the FA said that no, he told the coach that who to be invited. There's a lot of things in Nigerian football. People were just quiet about it. But this is the right time for we to say.
You know, listening to what Oga is saying here, and I think I agree with the coach. But also, it then tells you something different also about Bafana. And the way Coach Hugo has got a vice grip, a tight one around the national team in terms of interference and everything. And irrespective of what is being said outside in terms of who's the player on form, he sticks to his team. And I was doing some interviews recently for SABC Sport, and the players are saying to me, no, here at Bafana, they say being on form is not enough. You know, it is about fitting into the system of the coach, understanding. The players are saying it themselves. You understand? And then now you realize that when you watch Bafana there are players who are probably not doing well at their clubs. But once they wear that jersey that side, they are just different players.
It's a culture. Ronwin was saying it the other day that the players just want to leave their clubs and rush in to go to the national team. I think in this last camp of the friendly against Zambia, which is something which I had for the national team, I think the day before the first training, all the players were in camp. Sometimes players drag their feet when they go to the national camp because they hate it. They don't want to go there because of the problems with the federation and all these other things and politics and the coach who's not in charge and that stuff. With Bafana, it's different. The coach is in charge, the center is holding, and also they've created a very good atmosphere. We are lucky from time to time we mix with the players. We see them in a relaxed environment, and you can see they're joking around. And also, what is even more important, you find that in a national team, players from rival teams are actually the best friends.
Yeah.
You know, which talks to the spirit, what you need,
Yes.
the camaraderie in the team. These are guys who, when they take away their club colors and wear the national team jersey, they will die for each other on the pitch. And that's what Bafana are doing. You can see also even how the fans have reacted recently.
Yeah.
There were times when we would go to FNB when Bafana are playing. There will be less than 500 people inside the stadium, including security and their girlfriends and the media. You know, but now they play in front of excited, full house stadiums. Yeah. That is what this coach has done. Yeah. And I just wish and hope that going forward, maybe with Nigeria, the fans will always be inside the stadium, but the culture. And also the culture from the leadership is something that is very, very important. And also the players themselves, I think they need to sit and really reflect. Because at the end of the day, they must take part of the blame for what is happening to the Super Eagles.
There's no way we're going back to Nigeria's talk now. We're talking Bafana. You watched Bafana against Zambia?
Yeah.
What did you make of that game?
I make a lot of things come out from that game, which I'm really impressed. The depth. You know, you can have a team, you know, which, sorry, I have to mention Nigeria again. You can have a team like Nigeria.
Well, you are not in the World Cup because of us. So, where are your papa? Come to papa.
You have one player go out of the team.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, the team is disjointed.
Yeah.
So, with Bafana, you know, the coach know what he has.
Yes.
One player go out, they don't miss any player. The depth in Bafana team, as young as they are, their quality, they add value. You can see the intensity of that game against Zambia and South Africa against Zambia. You can see the intensity. Even, you know, the senior players, they need to step up their game because the ones that you think that they are the French players, they really did well. And they were cruising, you know, with nice 3 goals, you know, playing a good Zambian team.
Yes.
A good Zambian team. So you always, as a team, you always make the other team to look bad because you're good. So South Africa were very good. Yes. That's why, you know, they won the game. So I think there's a lot of, you know, positive in that game because, you know, you go into a tournament like the AFCON, you need players that can, you know, add value in the team. You don't need to get maybe 12 players to go to the AFCON. Now the coach can see that, no, I have my core and people from the bench contribute a lot, which is very important. So this Bafana team going to this AFCON with this momentum, I think, you know, it is a team to watch out for.
Coach, any team will struggle if they are in AFCON and World Cup qualifiers minus an important player like Tambazwane. Now, nobody talks about Tambazwane.
Nobody talks about Tambazwane.
Yeah, you know, you remember before the Tambazwane become, you know, the coach was trying to do, but he saw that, no, I mean, this is quality. You cannot take out quality. That's what I'm saying about Nigeria. The quality Nigerians have, the players we have overseas, everything we have, we cannot be under Victor Osimhen. If Victor Osimhen don't play or he doesn't score, we don't go to the World Cup.
Yeah. But I see the way your players are shouting at each other after some matches. And then I sense something Zizo was talking about. Is there lack of harmony in this team?
For me, you know, what I heard in the camp, there's harmony, you know, in terms of they want to win. That's harmony.
Yes.
But there's too much ego in that team. That's the biggest problem in that Super Eagles team. The Eagles, everyone thinks you need to start. And with the coach trying to please everybody, now the team get disjointed in terms of you have a lot of stars.
Correct.
Which in a team, you have people that, okay, they need to mark. I just given a reference like the 94 team. So you have Chidinwanu and Taribo West, centre back. This one is quick, this one is strong. You have in the midfield, you have Sunday Olise. He marks for JJ Okocha. He marks for Tonsi Olia. He marks for Samson Siasia. He knows that he can contribute. He can dribble. But he knows that, okay, when JJ have the ball, there's an end product when he goes forward. So I am there to protect him. You have like of Tijani Babangida, bring crosses. Finidi George, bring crosses. Emunike, bring crosses. Celestine Babayo, you know, Benny Roja. You have a lot of, so it's a team sport that everyone needs to contribute. If Daniel Mokachi is not there, you have Victor Ikpeba that comes to score. If Daniel Mokachi is not there, Let Rashidi Yekini scores.
Yeah.
If Daniel Mokachi is not there or Rashidi is not there, you have other the Agawa, the Yakuba Ibini. So there's that super egos that you know that, okay, if one person is not there, we're not missing anyone.
Correct.
We know we're going to go and score. Kanu Wanko is there to do the play. If JJ is not there, Kanu can do the play. But in this current super egos, there's a lot of good stars, which you must give credit to them. Playing overseas is not easy. But coming to the Super Eagles should be the best and the joyful part for you to go to the World Cup. We're talking about the World Cup, and he's the highest point in any footballer career for you to be at the World Cup. And I think not going to the World Cup with the second chance we have, they fought very hard to have the second chance.
You still have the AFCON.
You still have
the AFCON.
And he says that they are going to win AFCON. They start the again.
Don't start now.
I'm saying for Nigerian fans and for Nigerian population, and in terms of for what we calm us down, this team have to win AFCON.
Yeah.
They have to win AFCON for we to forget about the World Cup. Because
I think you're too far from winning AFCON.
What we see now.
We're too
far. But for them now.
So you keep the coach.
You have to keep him.
Okay.
You have to keep him. It's next month is AFCON. I mean, I'm talking about 3 weeks.
Do you think your people are thinking about that there?
For me, I don't know what they're thinking.
Okay.
But in the football sense and.
Because the guy, Eric Chelle has made some progress.
Not bad.
Eric Chelle, for me, Nigerian football has improved in terms of how we play. Because Nigeria, them we play. But the last game, that's the biggest problem. We don't care how he played the last game. If we can qualify, we could have been, talking about this. But for me, you cannot take out the coach now. I mean, 4 weeks to for the big tournament. I don't know.
Let's go back to Bafana. So now, Coach Hugo did say before this game that 70 to 80% of his squad is done. And when you look at the starting lineup and the way he didn't want to tinker too much, you get the feeling that he's getting starting lineup ready for the AFCON now. And the fact that we're only going to play against one of the top teams, understand that we could be playing the Black Stars as our last friendly, going to the AFCON, because they are not at the AFCON, but they are going to the World Cup. But I'm not sure if now some of the European clubs will release the players to them. I don't know, because they are not at the AFCON. You understand what I mean? But having said that, which I feel that a match against the Black Stars, even if it's in South Africa, it's a big game.
It's a big game. It's a big game.
And the coach says, I'm coming to you, because the coach says he doesn't want too many friendlies. One is enough. But so you feel that Zozo were building up properly enough?
Some of the takeouts for me from the Zambia match, the team is settled. Going into that match, coach talked about 70%. I think now we are 90% done. I think Moremi is going to give the coach a headache. He has been, yes, he's knocking very, very hard on the door, and my gut feeling is that he will go to AFCON. He's on form, and I was talking to the coach of he gives us something different to Police and Nkota. And so the team is settled. I'm also very, very happy with the depth coming from the bench. If you check now, the players who are not part of this camp, most of them are very easily can make a shout for the national team. The other important thing is that South Africans are very excited about this team. I was talking to the coach that I can give him my lineup now for the match against Angola. If I asked to pick up the team,
out of injuries.
If everybody's fit from what we have now, I'll go with Ronza. I'll go with Seila Mudau, Obrimudivo on the left, Mbogazi and Sibisi. They've been playing together. And then I'll go Tebza, Tebo Mkwena and Spelele Stole.
Okay.
I'll go Nkota and Apolis. And then Master Chef Mbule and Lyle Foster. I'm done. The coach disagrees with me on the right with Moremi. He feels Moremi should start ahead of Nkota, but that is a good headache for the coach.
It's a good headache for the coach. Remember, the coach he also said in the last presser that he's waiting for the return of Bufukeng.
Yes.
And when you see Mfukeng in the matches just before the break, the hunger
is coming.
Yeah,
hunger is there.
But right now, if you see the team for the last 2 games, he's not there. I think for him to come straight.
He's not played in the last 4 matches.
Yeah. So for him to come straight to the team now, I mean, for me, as I say, Morome is. I mean, for me, he gives something just special. You know, he's just too good now. His form is there. Going to the World Cup.
Actually, I'm lying. He has not played in the last 5 matches.
Since Bloemfontein.
Yeah. Bloemfontein didn't play in both matches,
in
right?
both matches.
And then he didn't play the last 2 World Cup qualifiers. And then
this one.
5 matches.
No, he can go to the AFCON because
I think
definitely he's going to the AFCON.
Yeah. So,
but the starting lineup.
No.
Because the other thing with Rele is that Rele, I'm sure these guys do analysis and stuff, but he will provide that surprise element to a lot of
Yes.
and really when he's really when he's on the ball, really when he's switched on, when the coach has showed him love, he can be a very, very devastating player. Maybe impact. I look at someone like him, someone like Evidence Mahopa. They will provide proper impact from the bench. So the team is good. It's just 1 or 2 things there where, you know, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know which player will be left out, who will come in. But we are good. I mean, I was very impressed with Kabini, the way he played in the last match. You still have gotten Damane at the back.
For sure.
So there's quite a number of players that can really provide strong stuff from the bench. The other important player that I really hope he has a good AFCON is Sipombule, because that playmaker role is very, very important. And also, I would love to see Sipombule in tougher matches, where he's going to be tested, where he's going to be asked to do a little bit more. Because most of the time,
because AFCON is going to be rough.
It's not going to be rough,
and especially when you look, you know, the coach spoke about how different is Angola, compared to Egypt, to most African teams. Well, they bring something different, and they're from here in our region in COSAFA, but they are different.
For me, we're speaking of Angola is a team that you must take seriously. Physically, they're there.
Yes.
Skill-wise, they're there. So most of the players they play in Portugal, and
too much athleticism as well.
So and you have that game as the first game, and that game is the kickstart of any tournament. You know, you have to make sure you either win that game, don't just lose or draw. If it's tough, but if you're ahead, you have to keep it. The next game you have Egypt, which I mean is going to be hype game.
Yes.
You know, Bafana, they normally step up in the big game, but Egypt is not a small team. The last game is a grudge. That's the biggest one.
No. Because Zimbabwe, they're going to come. And Ofuti Ayamato Taipeli, we need to settle what they did in Devon.
So
they celebrated a draw.
So you have to make sure that before you get to Zimbabwe game, you already make probably 4 points or 6 points. It's not tough. This AFCON is going to be one of the best AFCON,
Yes.
Because a lot of teams have improved. A lot of teams, there's a little bit more professionalism on our football.
100%.
Even the so-called smaller teams are very, very serious now. I can pretty much say all the teams are well coached. Players now in the professional era are also serious about their stuff. It's not that thing of going to the Cup of Nations and going and mess around there. And also, I'm feeling that players are beginning to understand what AFCON means to the continent, because it's quite a big deal. We have got a lot of Europeans who talk nonsense about AFCON, but they don't understand that this is our jewel in the crown. And we as Africans, we really have to be proud of it. And I'm happy that over the last few years, it has professionalized. It's very serious. The product is good. And fans in each and every country try and fill the stadiums, not only fill the big matches. So I'm looking forward to what should be a very, very interesting tournament.
What do you think, man? Whoever wins AFCON represents to go to the World Cup. CAF must think about it. Because to win an AFCON is not easy.
No.
To win an AFCON is not easy.
No, but I think
no, it's something
I think Nigeria winning AFCON.
You never know. There's a lot of ways. A lot of ways to go to the World
Cup. We'll start the next AFCON.
You see, if you can't go through the front door, maybe you pass through the window.
Coach, we'll start the next AFCON, not this one.
Coach, you stayed in South Africa too long, because there's another team that I was also hoping for something.
He does
but Kev said, whoa.
No, but what do you think about it? But it's a strong for you to win the AFCON, which you're gonna pass a lot of strong.
Coach, let's not change the rules.
No, I'm just saying there's something for them to think about.
But I was watching Morocco last night against Uganda, and for me, I love how Morocco, because people were saying, so why is everyone playing Zambia? But look at who Morocco chose. They played Mozambique last week. They beat Mozambique 1-0. They played Uganda and beat them 4. And things were different with less than 8 minutes to go. And then after they lost, Dennis Onyango got injured. Yeah. But you can see that Moroccan team in front of its home crowd, they are going to be a problem.
Big problem. Morocco, I think, the tournament is hosting Morocco. I think, for them not to, because, there's a team that went to the semi-final of the World Cup. And this AFCON, they will try to show, we're talking about the CAF Award probably today is going to come, we have the CAF Award today.
Yes.
One of their player probably is in contention, with one of the best players in the continent. Osimhen is there.
Well, the best player, I voted the best player is Mayele.
Yeah.
Yeah.
On the continent, yeah.
Yeah, but it's advantage for him. He's not there. He's not there to.
No, but that's
not debate. But the three now we have there now. One probably, the strongest contender there is Hakimi. For me, I think he deserves it for what he has contributed in terms of African football.
Okay.
So, but for me, Morocco is a strong team. Mm-hmm. They have done very well. You can see their preparation towards the AFCON now, and the team they choose, and they go all out, make sure they win their game. I think one of the strong team in the AFCON.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I think Morocco will be there. They had a shocker the last time around in Ivory Coast, and also it's a mark of a good team when you mess up and then you go back, fix, and come back strong. They will definitely be there in the top 4. I see Bafana there in the top 4 also. So yeah, this is probably the most open AFCON in a while.
Yes.
Where you can't really, as we sit here now, pick who's going to win it really.
No, Nigeria's going to win. We are going to win this AFCON to close the World Cup disaster. That's what they owe us. If there's anything, these players and the Confederation hold the Nigeria. It's easy to come out to apologize to the president,
Are you sure,
and
Oga?
all those things.
Because you see, coach, the important thing for Nigeria now is they need to find a way how they manage the internal dynamics.
Yeah.
Of sort of, I don't know how they can do it, but get everybody together.
Thank you.
Put this thing behind.
Yeah.
Let's focus on AFCON.
True.
Because if you go to AFCON with lingering issues from the failed World Cup campaign, I can tell you now, there will still be problems in camp when they go to
a lot of things. The house, the FA everyone need to come together to make sure the team goes in one direction. Payments of everything must be done before even anything. Before AFCON. Right now, everything should be settled. You come to camp, just go and win AFCON or go and win the next game. That's true. There's a lot of things we need to be.
Let's move from the Nigerian topic now. Every segment must have a Nigerian.
It's just painful. It's very painful. The opportunity they have. You have the first chance, you didn't take it. The second chance is there again. What more do you?
Go and rectify all your mistakes there. The AFCON, we will be there. Hopefully they don't give you 5.
Oh my God.
No.
Oh my God.
No. Before Bafana get to the finals or semi-finals, they have to pass through Super Eagles. I'm waiting for them. Everything will be sorted in AFCON.
Hey, but guys, one team that is not there, but they're preparing to host the AFCON in 2027 is the Nairobi, the Harambee Stars. Yeah. Kenya losing 8-0 yesterday. Bennet McCarthy's project was coming along nicely from the Chan tournament. Yeah. Well, look, they met a superpower in Senegal.
Senegal was just on fire.
But the 8, I think that was a statement from Senegal. And coach, I've always heard coaches say, hey, if uvelile mshaye,
sometimes
make sure you show no mercy.
Yeah, but if you see the game, Senegal just every chance was just a goal. So you cannot prevent those kind of situations. There's some games like that. But I was just feeling that, Benny's an experienced coach. He's just once off. I think he should be just once off. But I was feeling when it was 3 or 4, I think play low block. Stay at the end of the box. So
they went toe to toe.
Yeah, they still want to get a goal. And whenever they try to attack, the Senegalese. Sadio Mane yesterday was, I think he was on a mission.
It's this madness that you also see here in South Africa, where you have fans saying, "No, mad football." I'm like, these people, do they understand what international football is all about? Coach Hugo, we lost the first game. I think I've shared the story here. We lost the first game against Mali 2-0.
Which under Kulu?
Yes, we were knocking Mali out of the pitch. Football-wise. We were tops. Going on like this. We lose 2-0. We missed the penalty. We lose 2-0. The following game, coach, he made changes. I remember he brought in
Grant,
and then he also brought in Tapelo Morena. And that team was not changed for 5 matches that were to come. And you know what? In those 5 matches, we never considered a goal again. We were more direct in our approach. And I remember the coach, we had beaten Namibia 4-0 in the second game. The coach, first thing he said to us when he was there in the press conference, the guys, I want to apologize to you. It was myself from Togo Sisi and Lawrence. I want to apologize to you today. You didn't play South African football. I said, coach, forget about that. We want results here.
That's it.
Simple.
When you go to a tournament like AFCON, World Cup, any tournament, it's about results.
Yes.
How you play doesn't matter. You can play beautiful football and you don't qualify. Or you don't go to the next round, you don't win the game. It's pointless.
Yes.
Win is a result. When you go to a tournament, big tournament, AFCON, is for you to win your game and get to the next stage.
Coach,
that's the only thing.
You will watch the quarterfinals with your 90% ball position.
Yeah.
Yes. And also, this is exactly what Ronwen and the other guys were also saying to us. But no, guys, we sit there because they stay in the villages, the village there. CAF builds these nice villages. We sit there in the village and say, okay, we see the messages. Everyone is saying, no, we played nice. But we watch other teams, hey, they don't mess around. And then they're like, no.
We leave that thing.
Stuff this thing. Because the problem is in South African football is living too much in our own cocoon. To think that football is just about what we see only. Exactly, umnandi. Understand? No, international football is not about that nonsense. And our teams, they know and they are going to see. The CAF Confed and CAF Champions League group stage is starting this weekend. You will see, it's football for business. It's all about the results.
That's why I keep on saying that if we are going to play Sipombule as our man behind Lyle Foster, then it means as Pepelos Tole, Obas or Tebza, they really need to cover him, because if he loses the ball, then they counter. We're going to be in serious trouble. And those things happen. I'm not saying that I'm picking up on the guy, but I think he can be very devastating with those passes when he's going at people and doing his thing. But he can be very
the recovery. The recovery, because also someone like Mshishi, he used to work hard for the team.
So
without the ball,
he needs to vary his game. That he must know now that even though he's the playmaker, but he must come back and work.
Yes. So to go back, I think the lesson to Coach Benny and Kenya is that when you play against a team like Senegal or Morocco, you must respect them. You understand? Because the quality of players that you have, you understand? And these guys are being ruthless now because there's a fight for places. Everyone wants to go to the AFCON and impress the coach.
And also, you must understand, those are top players.
Yes.
They understand the importance of momentum going into a tournament.
Yes.
And you
cannot take that away from them.
They came out from a lose against Brazil. And they said, no, let's recover.
Yes.
And,
I saw Brazil struggling to beat Tunisia last night.
This Brazil. They scored with penalty. And Tunisia team is the same group with Nigeria, and which is one team I saw yesterday. I say no, this Tunisia team has recovered.
I saw Tunisia.
You remember the last AFCON? Tunisia team, they only have 2 points in Ivory Coast. They were last in the bottom there, so, and it was disaster. And the whole Tunis was, up in arms, talking about the teams. And now, what I saw yesterday, close to the AFCON in next month, I think, they have recovered. You can see they play quality football against Rising.
Coach, sure. Hence, I'm saying this AFCON is probably going to be the closest AFCON we've seen.
No, it's going to be very exciting. The pitches are good. The conditions are good.
Play good football.
And one of the things, remember, that's what was happening even in Cote d'Ivoire. The pitches were good. The training pitches were excellent. In Morocco, it's going to be double that.
It's going to be Morocco, it's going to be Europe. It's going to be like we are in Spain.
Talking of Europe, I left last Thursday with the Ministry of Sport and also the project lead for the newly appointed committee for VAR, Zuzo.
Well, I had a meeting with Charles on Tuesday evening, and they mentioned an STP called Quality Media. I had heard via the grapevine that Quality Media only did a certain type of technology which doesn't support a full VAR system. So Pablo from Quality Media then invited us to come and see their product at their headquarters in Madrid. And then 2 days later we were on a plane to Madrid, so it was very last minute decisions to be made. But I think as a VAR management team and me as team lead needed to come and see their product because we have seen all the other tender processes and we need to give everybody a fair chance. So we've seen the product now from Quality Media and I'm quite satisfied that they do have a full VAR service, and it's up to now the VAR management team to look at all the tenders, look at all the potential service providers, make a decision, get numbers and budgets and costings from those companies. That's going to be obviously the main criteria, because obviously cost is a major factor in the implementation of VAR. We are not the richest league or federation in the world. We've got money, but VAR is very expensive. Whatever service provider you use, we're paying in rands against a very strong dollar, euro and British sterling pound. So it is going to go down to costing and what product is relevant for our league and our federation, especially when we regionalize outside of South Africa and reach out to other countries.
And tell us more about the 4 companies that you've shortlisted, and why these 4 companies that you've looked at for this tender process.
Well, there's been 11 tenders submitted to SAFA so far. I have to go back now to my management team when I get back to South Africa, and I've looked at all the tenders and I've picked out a top 4. If those top 4 don't qualify, we need to look at the other tenders because of costing or the actual product. The management team will have to have a look at those tenders and make a decision based on what's the most cost-effective way for us to implement VAR. So those top 4 are not the short list people. Those are the ones that we've identified, or I've identified as having the best product. But if one particular STP comes in too overpriced, we won't be able to go with that service provider, but we're going to have to look at basically the quotes that we receive, and if that quote, the lowest quote, can actually produce a proper and full VAR system, because we can't do VAR light or the football media way, because our league is too strong and now we've got too many games to cover. I think it's 480 games, so we do need the full VAR system.
Tell us more about what is this VAR light and football system.
The thing is that
football media.
The FVS that involves challenges from the coaches, which goes against VAR protocol. First of all, I know a lot of people think it's exciting, but it doesn't fall in line with the VAR handbook and protocols. So I don't think that's the way to go for our league. We need the full VAR. VAR Lite is just if I can say, a lighter version of VAR, where it only requires 4 cameras, but the system for VAR Lite won't support our league. Our league needs VAR full, and what we saw yesterday at quality media was a very good system. So that's going to go into our melting pot. And then when I get back on Monday, I have to have a meeting with the management team and really jump onto getting now the costings and the budgets from whatever companies the management team decides to ask for quotes for.
Yeah, I mean, I think that AFCON, the boys, they did us so proud getting third the last time. We believe they're going to go further this time. And obviously the VAR is so important for the international games. I think it's heading to a space that you're not going to be able to get the big teams to come and even play friendlies in your country if there's not going to be VAR, right? Because they don't want to expose their players to that primitive environment. You have to be honest, right? The world has moved on and we can't be left behind. So for us, this is about Bafana. It's also about the PSL. And we've seen it here in Spain, that they're even doing VAR in their third league, right? So why not for us also have VAR in every form of football, all the way through to disky? You know, we have to start somewhere. So we're looking at PSL level for now, but it's going to be everywhere.
As for the layman, so what are the processes now, especially if you want to implement as from next season? I know that you've got the management committee that has been appointed in SAFA. On your end, what are the processes?
Look, I think we're going to be led in large part by Daniel and his team, right? Because they are the experts, they are the refs, they are the ones that are talking to the right people. So it's not for us to dictate how this has to happen exactly. We're there to support, as I said, to be a catalyst, and to make sure that there's enough momentum, and to make sure that they get this over the line. That's what we expect.
Okay, here in Spain we have, we go in the top division and in the second division we work with two technologies, the semi-automatic technology for offsides and also for the VAR. Here in the VAR everything it's, we work in remote connections, you know. We have no VAR operation rooms in each stadium. We have centralized in Madrid, in the center of the country, and we have here 15 VAR referees to manage also both first divisions and second division, that both are professional division. And from the Spanish Federation, I'm in charge of the match days. How does it work? Just to be in charge of control the development of the situation of football situation that can happen, and also to take care of the teams of VAR referees. And once the match day have finished on Monday, on Tuesday, we checked, you know, the situations just to the technical commission, just to see if everything the situation was and we made any mistake or something like that.
And how many divisions have got VAR?
VAR we have in two divisions, okay? In the top division, the first division, and also in the second division. From this season, we have started with a small VAR called FVAs, is Football Video Support. That it's in a development way, you know, it's in trial phase. We have been designed by FIFA just to develop this technology, and it's like a small VAR in the third division. That is a semi-professional divisions in Spain.
Mm-hmm. And lastly, how important was for you to host the South African delegation and try and help them with what they need?
For us, it's an honor. It's an honor because, you know, we are we're working hard just to develop the VAR in an exceptional way, and for us to receive you is an African delegation. It's an honor just to show you how we manage them, and of course to be at your disposal to help you. You know, this is the 8th season that we have VAR, but I remember when we start, everything was new. we have a little bit afraid of what happened. How do the football world would buy the technology? And it's maybe we know it's difficult to start. So for us, it's important to be a reference for any country. And of course, we are at the disposal of the African football and the African Federation to help.
Why also do you believe that quality is the right company to deliver this VAR in South Africa?
I mean, it's a lot of companies in the market, right? But I think South Africa, it's talents in terms of logistics, movements, one place to another. So if you're going to do a decentralized VAR, you need to expend so much money and have a lot of rooms in each stadium. That basically means a lot of referees, people moving logistics. South Africa needs a centralized model for the VR. This is sure. The problem is the country have not the infrastructure to work over the fiber. If you would like to centralize, like for example, is done in the UK or here in Spain, that is a point-to-point fiber. So the only option to centralize in South Africa is working over the public internet. Working over the public internet, I think it's where Quality is the most strong company in market worldwide. So I think that's the reason, because we're the perfect company to deliver this in South Africa. Of course, with the local help of different players, Supersport, Ministry, and everybody, we're waiting to cooperate and partner with all of them, and we're going to provide our experience and our philosophy, and hopefully in the future this hub in South Africa also can help the rest of the countries of the region that they cannot afford a proper hub. And we have the vision that from South Africa we can maybe help Namibia, Mozambique, and the rest of the countries around.
How important was your experience with Media Pro? Because your experience, it has helped you to put this.
Oh, actually, it was incredible. I will be always thankful. Thank you to Media Pro. I feel them part of my family. We have still very close friends. These days we've been together in the FIFA conference with different. I mean, we cooperate a lot, and we feel very, very close one to each other. I think the only point is we have different kind of visions in terms of how to deliver. But no, it's we're very close, and always I think like in football, to compete makes you better. So I think the competition between the companies are making better to each other. So the experience, I will be always grateful, and thank you to Media Pro and a couple of guys, especially the Africa manager, Mr. Pablo Ramirez, who was my teacher. And if he sees this, Pablo, I love you, man.
Yeah, you still want another longer interview?
I forget to tell you, next year we're going to make the Olympics in Dakar. Olympics, Dakar Youth Olympics will be done from here. Olympic Games, the Youth Olympic Games is going to be hosted in Senegal 2026.
Is it?
Yeah, and it's most likely we're going to do a lot of things from here. This is still confidential, so not published in the social.
How many leagues and countries are you dealing with at the moment?
A lot. I mean, I think we're operating in almost all the countries in America, and Caribbean. We, for example, the next couple of weeks we have productions in Bahamas, in the US, in Mexico, in Nicaragua, tonight in Paraguay. So I think America, all the countries with the Caribbean. We're operating almost all, I think, in all European countries. Not a lot in Italy, France, and the UK, because the competition between these four countries in our industry is very strong. So also you don't see French people operating in Spain, so it's close. But in the rest of countries of Europe, we're doing a lot. In the Middle East, we're very active as well. In Africa, we have different operations. For example, in Ghana, we won the contract for VR. But at the end, they didn't implement, because we didn't speak with you yet about the certification process that you guys will need to do. That is like to claim a big mountain before to set up the VR. Now we're going to discuss in next meetings. But I think in Asia we're operating almost in the southeast. I think we have a map. I give you some paper. You can see in the paper all the countries that we have been working around the world. The map looks more red than white, right?
In terms of costing, what is the ballpark figure?
Sorry?
South Africa were to say, come through, come work on this thing, how much would it cost?
We don't. I told you we cannot tell a price. I don't know. We need to evaluate. There is a lot of variables. I mean, how many games you have on the same day? How many games are simultaneous? What's the space one game to another game? How many number of cameras? How many replace operators? It's a lot of things on the table that we can say like this is a fixed price. What we can say, and we are full sure 100% that we're the best company in terms of pricing in the market, because it's not because I'm saying that, it's results, it's market, it's public. And this is not because we are more cheap than another, so we have a strategy to be the cheapest. It's because the way that we are working, using the public internet and centralizing, we can optimize a lot of resources.
I'm sure coaches are really looking forward to the coming of
we're very happy because he's going to reduce a lot of things. Yeah. He cannot solve everything.
Yes.
It depends on how it starts, because it can be controversial sometimes. You can, there's some.
And it's frustrating, sitting there
and waiting for a decision to be made over 8 minutes or 5 minutes.
We're going to celebrate again, or we're going to sit on the bench.
But it's good. You're going to get closer.
No, don't look at Abongile, because you guys threatened Abongile before the game. So I think when he was there, he was like...
but I mean, but that was a penalty.
Yeah, that was a penalty.
That was clear penalty because it was a pool.
Yeah.
Now that's what I'm talking about. You can have a judgment, and the ref go there as a woman being. They are telling him that this is this, but he's saying that he sees different way. So in the local league, you have to first of all educate people around to let them know how patient they're going to be, because imagine a big game. I don't just want to mention game, but a big game, and you have that 8-minute delay and people can see, but they have the opportunity to fix it right, which is good, so that everyone can see, even people that are watching from home can see. I think it's a good sum. I mean, the money they're spending, that I think is worth it. I just hope educate refs, because you need to still educate the refs to know how to use it. You understand? And in the PSL now, it will be very good for we to make sure at least they have time now to think about it, and have time to train it, because you have to train it. Because for you guys to go in Europe there and see what they are doing there and bring it to South Africa, I think top class. Credit to be given to the Minister of Sport and everyone around behind this good gesture.
Yeah, no, let me tell you, we were there and we visited 2 companies, Quality Media, one of the companies that is said to be shortlisted as well. So Quality Media works with a lot of some countries in South America. They also work, in fact, not South America, in the Caribbean, North America area. That is your Costa Rica. And I spoke to someone from Quality Media, who will also be playing them here. He was sharing what they have been doing. He was saying in Costa Rica there used to be a lot of issues with penalties and offsides, and he said once the VAR came, everything was just finished like that, So in all those areas, and also in some areas in Asia as well. So apparently I think there's an area in Asia around Thailand, Indonesia. So it's like the region. It's like having a COSAFA or WAFU. So they also provide VR services there.
And those ones are very dangerous with these things of betting.
Exactly. So now when they brought in that thing, it kind of, and then and you just look at the center that they have, because everything is centralized. You don't have the VR equipment, everything in terms of the video assistant referee at the ground, or the AVR assistant. No, they are at the center. They're at the center where they take all these decisions, and also because it's a seamless approach. Because in terms of equipment, you must also manage manage that, and you see how the PSL is fixtured. You have maybe 3 afternoon matches, and then there's a match starting at 5:30. Then, so when you've got those, because on Sunday we went to the offices of the Royal Spanish Football Federation, and there the Royal Football Federation, they also have a similar setup, and that one is run by Hawkeye and it's top. You see, I think they've got about 8 different VAR rooms. There's an assistant, there's a video assistant referee, one VAR, and then there's an AVR, the assistant one. And they're busy there, and it's just easy, the kind of work that they are doing, because there they deal with the La Liga, and also they deal with the Segunda, the second division. So I think that process, obviously, you were following the developments in the Parliament yesterday. But I think where there is a problem for me, I think the problem, because I listened to what the chairman of the PSL is saying, Dr. Ivan Koza, it is the lack of communication between SAFA and PSL.
And the ministry.
And the ministry. But the ministry, obviously the minister has to deal more with SAFA. Understand? When SAFA appointed this new project team, I don't think the PSL was briefed about that. The last time there had been a communication was during the time of the Joint Liaison Committee. And also I think there's also an issue around the commitment around funding. So because I think now it's edgy moments, because you can see that the SAFA is not going to contribute anything towards that funding. Well, they don't have money, you know.
Yeah, I followed the stuff from the Portfolio Committee on Sports and Arts and Culture yesterday. You are right. I've been also advocating for VAR. We have to have VAR. We can't be going around saying we're one of the best leagues in the world.
No.
We are not doing what the best leagues in the world are doing. VAR must come. It's long overdue. It will eliminate all these problems. Well, maybe not all problems, but it will eliminate 90% of our problems
100%
with the referees. There are instances.
It will bring credibility.
It will bring credibility to most of the stuff. The technology is there. There will be 50-50 situations where human beings still have to make a call. It happens in rugby, it happens in cricket, it happens everywhere.
Correct.
That's the nature of things. So it must come. It's long overdue. Going forward, as you rightfully say, I think there must be synergy and communication between SAFA and the PSL. We know there are running problems between these two organizations over a very, very long time. I listened very carefully to the chairman, and he pretty much said, "No, I can't talk about this thing because I don't know what's going on." And one of
but he's not saying. He's saying he's welcoming it.
Yeah. He wants. I mean, he says they are happy that the talks are there. The minister has said the money is available to roll it out, but the issue is the nuts and bolts.
Yes.
They have not been properly briefed. I think they must go back and do the homework and find each other. Mr. Ibrahim, the head of referees, SAFA, did admit that they need to get the buy-in from PSL if this thing is to work. Because at the end of the day, whether you like it or not, PSL is the end user. So you can't come up with a program where you're not involving the end user. How is it going to work?
Yeah, and I think the questions of funding from the PSL, they are justified because the PSL pays the referees.
Yeah.
The PSL also moves the referees from point A to point B. SAFA does nothing for the referees. The referees just belong to SAFA by name.
That's why the chairman was talking about the incidental cost of this thing. I mean,
Exactly.
They are going to be there. Tomorrow they will be sitting with invoices there that must be paid.
Yes.
And where are they going to get the money if they didn't budget for this money?
Yes,
so those things...
Because they want to get to also,
yeah.
They don't like taking it out.
No. So those are the problems. They really need to sit and talk and find each other and move together as one piece. It was also surprising that as part of the delegation, the PSL was not there. I mean, if you are moving with this thing, they must be involved. Were they invited?
But even if they are not there, at least they must know about this guys.
Well, as to what's going on.
This project team.
But you see, where's the problem? The Joint Liaison Committee is not meeting. That's a discussion for another day.
And that is what was exposed yesterday.
Yes.
There is no communication between SAFA and the PSL.
Yes.
And now they must go and expose each other
in front
of politicians.
Yeah.
You understand?
And you could see that lady, Mutambi, she was very, very strong about what's going on.
Yes.
I mean, at the end, they're actually saying that I'm going back to the commission now. They're actually saying that there must be a commission of inquiry.
They were saying that.
Yes.
They were saying that.
So there's a couple of orange overalls waiting for people there if they do that thing. That inquiry.
On top of the cases that are there already.
Yeah, people are going there.
Yeah. But let's see, because the target is to introduce the VAR with the Nedbank Cup semi-finals later this season, and also come again with maybe possibly in the final, but they are really targeting because the money is there. They must use that money now because if they don't use that money by March,
it's going back to treasury.
It's going back to treasury, and they'll struggle to get more after that. So they must utilize this one. But I think it's just a matter of people must
just sit in a room and talk.
And talk.
It's as simple as that.
Exactly. But having said that, Zizo, we need to wrap up now. Just a quick one. So I see the Under-17 World Cup is still on now. Why? In what phase now? Quarterfinals? Wow. And this Moroccan team is still here.
Yeah, Morocco, all levels, even the women. They're just sweeping everything in front of them. But that's intention. If you are serious about what you're doing, people are blaming them that they are hosting everything. But it's because the prince there is serious about football. I mean, even the ladies, apparently they're full time now, they're getting paid to play sports. That's what you must do. You know, it's not surprising. They are playing against, what is it, Brazil?
Yes.
You know?
So we're left with how many teams now in the quarterfinals?
I think it's them and Burkina Faso.
Senegal is out.
Playing against Italy, I think, The last time I checked, I think it's those two.
It's
going to be very interesting,
I mean, it's going to be good for them because, the under-20 just won the World Cup too. So, the under-17 can do it, but, beating that Brazil team.
Can you imagine if they won under-7, they won under-20, under-20, they win under-17 and they win AFCON?
No, they must wait for AFCON. They must wait. There are some people that are making decisions about AFCON to who's to win it. Nigeria is there, you can't put them.
And it's not far-fetched to have a trouble. It's not far-fetched.
It's not.
Because this is a country that has really put their money where their mouth is when it comes to football development. You'll never hear stories about those guys.
No.
You'll never hear them striking, they were not being paid bonuses, blah, 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 blah. Never.
They just do the business.
But it's because the people behind the scenes are doing their job. I hope these ones of ours are also have got their ducks in the room. These ones. I hope so. As we're sitting here, they are talking, they are throwing contracts, the leadership group of the players are consulted.
Hey, that's a story for another day.
I hope so.
Yeah, I think let's tackle that next week. Because wow.
I hope so.
We'll do it Niger style.
No, that's tight. So they will just make sure they go to the
That's the day Hugo Bruce will leave this thing and go.
Finally, we go to the CAF Champions League. CAF has ruled on the Saint Eloi, Lupopo, Orlando Pirates issue, but we've said it here on African Football Connect so previously that this matter was straightforward for us. But what is interesting is that Coach Bukasa, suspended, he will not sit on the bench for the next 6 matches. There's still also a fine. And these are the things that we said. We said the worst case scenario is a fine.
Even parents have been fined or something like this.
Yes, for Khala.
There's a man behind the camera here who's a big parents when he doesn't believe it. He still thinks that parents are going to the Champions League.
So, and also Mukoko is out for 2 matches for the.
No, but he did a lot of dirty things that
But they're here already. I think he's here already, Mukoko. They've arrived. They've arrived in the country.
I think what he did against the game against Pirates. It's not acceptable. Off the ball, kicking people and all this. CAF they did the right thing for for suspend.
Yeah, but I expect different football this weekend.
Different football
because this is group stages.
In the CAF Champions League group stages, the lights shine brighter. the expectations rise higher, but so do we, Masandawana. Because champions aren't made in moments, they are made in the journey. This is identity. This is belief. This is Mamelodi Sundowns FC.
This stage is for the brave.
We need to show now as a team we grow.
For the committed. For those who refuse to stop until the job is done.
Lendlela is about more than football. It's about pride, passion, and the unbreakable bond between Ronaga Ofela.
To whom much is given, much is expected. We are given so much quality and talent, we have to show it on the field.
A nation behind us, a continent watching, a destiny waiting.
Ukelang day my friend, because it is the rhythm of millions standing with you.
This drum says, go conquer Africa once again. Our CAF Champions League journey begins now. Arieng Masandawana.
This is our moment, our battle, our badge, our dream. Our CAF Champions League journey begins now. Arieng Masandawana. Arieng.
Different football, I mean, a team like Sundowns, I mean, they strive when, they're in the group stage. That's where we always said, this is where you differentiate the boys from the men. This is where, you need to calculate how, strategies, how you're going to win, how you're going to get points, because, you're playing a lot of games in the group stage. You need to go to the next round. And you expect Sundowns to keep possession against Limpopo. They have to keep possession, playing against a team that we basically play counter-attack. And you have, when you have Rowan and the goals there, you always have one advantage because he knows how to read the game. He plays with the team because, sometimes a team playing at home, they need to attack. That counter-attack once in a while for your defender to defend and for your goalkeeper to make big save. That's where Rowan comes in. And, a good goalkeeper is a half team. I always say that, you can play for any big team. But as far as you have a good goalkeeper, you have your problem is solved. And Rowan, for you to be Bafana captain and playing for the national team, I think, for where Sundowns is now, I think he has contributed a lot.
Coach Peter once said to me in the Champions League group stages, take 6 at home, now take 9 at home, and take both home and away from the weakest team in the group.
Exactly.
12.
12. So they've got MC Alger in that group. They've got Salwal Popo. What's the other team? Is it Al Hilal?
No. What is the other one? It slipped my mind.
I think it's Al Hilal, Sudan.
Al Hilal, Sudan.
Omdurman,
yeah. It escapes me.
Yes. So they really need
the problem here is that there's no team that you can say is the weakest.
No.
Depends how you approach the game. If you don't win your home games.
It depends how you approach games. The biggest mistake I maintain was for Pirates to go and look for
a win there. And a controlled win.
A controlled
playing
win.
That's where they got it wrong.
Even how they set up. If they had just stuck to they are here for your result, even if they get beaten 1-0, okay, it's fine.
Yeah,
we'll finish it at home.
There you play 3 defensive midfielders. The other one is the one who can play.
I saw. But Cardoso, this is his 3rd season in the Champions League. He will know how to set up, even though people are saying his football is boring.
Yeah, but he has to do something.
Yes.
And also personally,
he's been to 2 finals.
Yeah. Personally, for him, I think he really wants to win
the
Champions League.
This is going to be judged in Sundowns. With league, you have Pirates, probably Chiefs, giving competition there. But the Champions League, I think this way Sundowns, they expect to go far or if not to win it.
Yeah. We just need to wrap up now. It's sad because we've had this discussion before and I don't understand what CAF is looking for. So when it comes to the condition of, to see Stellies playing their home game in Limpopo,
Yeah.
You know that 2 hour, it's a 2-hour flight.
And driving.
And then drive. You understand? Yeah, more like you're playing away.
And look at the costs, man. I mean,
The costs.
if you're playing at home.
You know, a straight flight from Congo Brazzaville, a straight flight to Joburg, it's 2.5 hours. A straight flight.
So yeah, they have the same travel situation like the away team.
You know?
And also look at the costs. The money will be sitting in the bank if they were not running around traveling and all these things.
Exactly.
What is wrong with Athol Stadium?
Yeah, no, I don't know. And also these are the things that sometimes CAF is, because in these group stages you're going to see stadiums that are far worse.
Mostly West African, you know.
What is wrong with Athol Stadium?
Maybe there's some specifics that are not there. So it's important also because they've not been doing well in the league. It's important.
What is wrong with Dobson Stadium? I mean,
I think they say there are a lot of things that are missing.
We praise CAF. We appreciate whatever they've done. They've done so well.
Yes.
But I think they are unnecessarily strict when it comes to approval of stadiums.
Yeah, no.
There are some stadiums which cannot host.
Yes.
But they really outlaw.
Yes. Maybe they don't want other countries to have too many approved stadia.
Yeah, but I mean, it's a problem. That's why I've said, I mean, one of the things that I can never forget in my whole life.
Yes.
Is Namibia qualifying for AFCON in Soweto.
Yes.
It's absolute madness.
Yes. Yes.
It's absolute madness.
Yes. But now, Chiefs, understand also they are leaving.
This is their first trip to Al Masry.
Yes, they are going to Al Masry. They are playing in Suez this weekend. And on the road, looking at how tough that group that they have is, it's important for Chiefs to return at least with the point.
Yeah, point.
That is very important for them. I mean, they have tested the Champions League before. Now they're in the Confederation Cup. How they manage this game is going to be very important. But South Africa against Egypt is always a big game. And they playing at home. They want to get 3 points, but Chiefs need to know what they are looking for. This group stage tournament now is not a once-off. You get there, get a point, come home, get your 3 points. You're on 4 points, So you just make sure you win your own games. But when you go away, you get the points. How you set up is very important. Don't try to, throw everything and try to win the game on the first 10 minutes or the first 20 minutes. Or even if you can see that you cannot get 3 points, get a point. That point will help you because you're slowing that thing down. And when you come home, you cannot get that point and come home and lose or come home and draw. When you get that point, make sure you come home and get the 3 points.
And for players like Chabalala for Chiefs, it's another opportunity to show the coach what you can do because
Coach Hugo,
Bafana squad has been trimmed now, so coming very close. Not only him, elsewhere there are still league matches to be played. So players must really take this opportunity. Those who are on the fringes of the national team to really knock very hard on that door to make it very difficult for the coach. I mean, the coach has admitted that though he's almost certain with 70-80% of the squad, there are few places where he's having sleepless nights with Coach Hellman. So make it difficult for the coach. And also when we go into AFCON with these 1 or 2 surprise players who are doing well, we'll be confident to know that we are going with players who will do very well for the national team. So it's quite important. There are a number of players.
What I really don't think Mdu is out of contention.
No,
yet.
it's not.
Yeah.
I think the coach wanted to see other players like Moremi and them. So that when he puts them on the table, he weighs them, having seen them. You can see like players like Mutandam Tangel and them. It was just for them to have a feel of the national team. I don't think they'll go to AFCON. Also, maybe to give the motivation to say, guys,
continue. We're watching.
You are in the plans. So there's a lot for these boys to play for over the next while, and we hope there are no injuries.
Especially these ones who are in the CAF Champions League and also the CAF Confed as well.
Because if you check some of the players who were at AFCON who will definitely not be going, look at Maseko from Sundowns, Jaden Adams. There are a number of players who were there. Who, if they had continued in that good form, Mukwana is not there also.
Mukwana was a sure bet.
It was a sure bet.
It's top class. So sometimes you don't go to AFCON, you might go to World Cup back from injury. The only thing is just about we pray for injury free. And let this stay healthy. That's
yeah,
the
and
most
Mdu has got big matches. He's got Al Masry now. He's got Zamalek next week.
He must pump it.
He must pump it.
Yeah,
You know?
that's what we need.
Yeah.
We want him to go to AFCON on the back of good performance.
Yes. So I want us, when we come back next week, because I didn't understand this madness of Zimbabwe and relegation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know, but I want us to, when we come back next week, we must get on the top of that
And
story.
also Algeria, they've got 4 South African coaches in that league.
Interesting. It's Coach Joseph Zimbabwe, Coach Rulani, Coach Siad Ramovic, now Micho at ES Satif. And they are all the top clubs. MC Alger, JS Kabile. There's also what Sierra Belouizdad.
Sierra Belouizdad, yeah.
That's CAF Confed, and then ES Satif. Wow.
Top. I mean, you can see the PSL produce good coaches. Not only good players, coaches too. Been taken, they're going.
And I'm told one is looking for a goalkeeper coach.
Then I must submit the CV, man.
And they're paying $1.
Hey.
The CV was submitted.
On that note, you say, Jambo Africa.